We're here. We're live. Okay, so exciting. Let me make sure I block my phone because you know y'all want to call me right as soon as I go live. So we'll block the phone. Okay. There's a reason why we are live right now. I mean, I don't know if I love you or if I'm literally going to like blame you for the rest of my life, but big news. Big news. So,
Big news. Big news.
you know what? Why don't we do the big news by sharing a video?
Yeah, let's do that.
Might have a mom, she might be the bomb, but ain't nobody got a mom like mine. Her love's till the end, she's my best friend. Ain't nobody got a mom like mine. She my world, she's my heart, and there's no denying I'm her girl, no matter what. Even when I'm lying, she loving me.
Yes. So if you don't know, you should know it is official. We are live. So Courage and Cannabis, the Green Goddesses, a Mother's Day edition, is now available. It's live. You see the QR code. It is real. So really incredibly exciting to do this right now. And it's been, as always, a journey in itself to be able to do this. So, you know, I'll bring this back up in a second, but I don't even know. How did this all get started? Do you remember how we even kind of got into this space?
Well, yeah, we were just talking about what we could do to keep the momentum going.
Yeah.
And then we
Yeah.
said, you know what, let's do this for Mother's Day.
Yeah. And I think there's always people after we publish a book that we're like, oh gosh, I wish we had spoken. I wish we knew. I wish we could have had that conversation, right?
Right.
And so in this case, that person was Thunder Walker, where we really wanted to connect with her. And we knew she had an amazing story about being a mom in the cannabis space. And we'll be interviewing all the people again. And so we're like, you know, how can we make this happen for people? And so the Mother's Day edition and calling them the Green Goddesses just seemed like, you know, the right place to start. So very exciting. It's available now. You know, you saw the QR code there. You can, if you're on your phone, go to just Amazon and look up Courage and Cannabis Volume 3, Book 3. You'll see it there. It is an ebook. It is an ebook. So it is not on a paperback now, but if you have gotten some of our paperbacks, go and write a review for book 1 or book 2 as well, because that really makes a difference for our organization. And if you're watching now, whenever you're watching, subscribe, join, follow, because what we're building here is a community effort. And if you have an idea for a show and you think you can get along with us, God bless you, but, let us know what your thoughts are, and we'd love to have you do your own show on Wellness Reclaimed. So, there's a lot going on here, and we're really excited about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, along with all of this, we're excited to see what people think about it. And if you're wondering what the Green Goddesses is all about, this is an opportunity for women in the cannabis space that are either mothers that have had to use cannabis for their children, or women in the cannabis space, and women and men for that matter, that have been caregivers for their mothers. And so it seemed like the right time to come together and to share those amazing stories. And, I don't know about you, Candy, but, some of these stories are from book 1 and book 2. Some of them are brand new. Jamie Smith, Belicia Royster, obviously Thunder Walker are brand new stories. But going through the stories from book 1 and book 2, and if you don't know, Candy has been on the journey the whole way. She has her story in book 1, and her son writes his perspective as the caregiver and the son. So her story is in book 2 as well as in the Green Goddesses edition as well. But going over these stories again, it was emotional. You know,
Yes, it was.
did you find that?
Yes, I did. Very, very inspirational as well. Um,
Mhm.
it's just great to read and as I go along my journey to share with others those stories. If they're not able to read the book, then at least we're sharing it and tell them about the book.
Absolutely. Well, I think it's that, the mama bears are, boy, they're fierce, and when it comes to their children, uh, it's like I was just so moved all over again. And even with the caregivers, the love that people show for their
Their loved one.
parents, for their
Hmm.
moms, right? What they will do to make sure that their moms are comfortable, that they are that they have less pain, less anxiety, that whatever they're dealing with, utilizing this in a way to make their lives better, even when mom might not be quite on board, right?
Right.
But they find a way to make sure that they're taking care of their parents. So this is really exciting. I hope people gravitate to it and love it the way that we did in the course of making this, and that it's a nice gift for their mom, or just any family member, just to really connect with what people will do for their moms in this space. So, I'm
Yes.
looking forward to it, to seeing people's reaction to it as well.
Yes, definitely. I can't wait for all the authors to read it.
Yes. Yes, absolutely, right? Because, if you don't know, we're not a networking group. We're a nonprofit. We're a community. And what's really important for us as a community is that we're not trying to figure out what we can get from one another, but how can we support one another. And they're very excited and probably a little surprised. I think I was even a little surprised as this. I knew it was in my head, but I somehow, I don't know what happened, because I did not realize we were doing I did not realize we were doing a third book. I don't know how you must have had me in a trance or something. I don't know what happened. But what was the rule was, when we launched in August last year, no talk of books for a year and a half. It hasn't
Well,
even been
that's
a
really
year.
impossible. But it's impossible not to talk books because what we do has a lot to do with the book.
Okay, but no new books. That was that
Well, we
everybody
well,
agreed.
we were just talking about the books. It just turned into a new book. It just the universe, that's what the universe wanted.
I don't know what happened. I feel like somehow I got in a trance and I went along with this, and then all of a sudden I was like, "Holy crap! How did this? Who got me writing another book?"
It's just gonna be very inspirational though, because the all the stories that "Hey, Waxy!"
Hey, Waxy, how are you?
Good, everybody. I wanted to jump on real quick and tell everybody happy Mother's Day, and to everybody out there, have a very safe and natural and fun Mother's Day too. Like, it's one of those holidays where we get to sit back and appreciate someone, so let's do that the right way. I really appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. Oh, we love you so much, Waxy, and you bring so much to the programming and everything that we're doing. And so I'm definitely excited to have you on here. And I realized we didn't, things move so fast. I don't think we even had a chance to communicate that this ebook was even in the works. So were you kind of surprised when it popped up on you?
I was very surprised. I was like, these guys are really good at keeping a secret, so good job. But a secret no longer. So everybody needs to support that and go out and grab a copy, because not only are you going to get some really, really great content, but you're supporting Courage and Cannabis, and we always appreciate that.
Thank
Absolutely,
you.
absolutely. And the idea here with it being under the nonprofit is that we have these amazing stories that, they will never go out of style. They're inspirational stories. And I think when we were doing book one, I had this idea of we have to write about cannabis. We have to write about CBD. And what I realized by the time we got to book two, cannabis is a supporting character in stories about adversity, about love, about family, about education. Like it is a supporting character, an important tool
Right.
that you could have these stories, and potentially it could be a different tool in that place, but the stories are about people and how they have overcome all sorts of adversity in different situations. And I think that's what I'm most proud of, that cannabis is clearly the award winner in this, right? Because you're going to read stories about children that are literally alive today because those families took a chance
Right.
and chose to use cannabis, and how elderly people were eased into the last phases of their life because they were willing to listen to their children and try cannabis. And in other stories, just how it saved other people's lives. So it's definitely, the award winner in here. But these are just stories about people and what they've done in difficult situations. And I think that's remarkable.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
we got to admit that that is the one thing that kind of ties us all together. Is not only that we all have an endocannabinoid system, but those of us that use this plant in different ways, even like, I bond often with CBD patients or big time cannabis users or wherever it's from. Like, it kind of ties us all together and helps us become kind of a really cool family. I mean, that's kind of the
Mhm.
cool thing about Courage and Cannabis, right? If you look at the diversity, the authors and everyone that's involved with this program, like, I feel like we've really hit a home run in what this family looks like. And so it's really wild to see it begin to grow and flourish, because now that we have legalization sweeping across America, because some of us, we've been needing this for a long, long time. And seeing it sweep across America is it just feels like the family's going to grow, and like so many more people are going to get to come out of the closet and experience not only the medicinal side, but also the culture side, because that's kind of that
Mhm.
thin line that Courage and Cannabis rides. Is, yeah, we're about the medicine, the stories, but guess what? This is the culture too. This
It's
is
a
the face of
culture.
it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, you bet.
And I have to say, coming into it as being a physician, I felt like I found my tribe when I got into this space, because these were good people that understood difficulty, that had been ostracized or shamed because of the choices that they were making, that everybody wanted to do something good, you know, but they were having a hard time doing it because of these laws. And you know for some it was for religion, some of it was family, some of it was legal, but for whatever reason they were struggling. And I said, you know what, I understood it. and I related to it, and I could have sat on my, golden throne someplace writing medical cards, but I connected with the community, and that was really important to me. And to continue to find people that need to be a part of the community, because a lot of people are in silos. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So like you found, a place in the culture, Candy, you found, a place here as well. But there's so many people, particularly, when I look at my patients, that still deal with shame, or simply they're using it in their little corner of the world, right? And they don't connect with anybody else on this. And so, and I think I made a point of bringing one of those people into this space, in this volume as well. Someone that was kind of just in their own space, using it medicinally for their children, not really connected with other parents or kids that were doing the same. And I told her we're a little crazy, so I want you to. I
But
think it would
very
be really.
supportive.
We're very supportive, a little crazy, but I was like, I think it might make you really. It might be cathartic for you to write your story for your daughter. And by the time I told her about some of the different people that we work with and that have written their stories, she was like, okay, so how do I get involved? And I was like, yay, because I feel like it's going to be really great for her as well. So yeah, this is, I think, a great opportunity, and we're excited. And go on Amazon and check it out and take a read. And like I said, you'll see some familiar stories, but you'll see some new ones as well. And so this is really exciting.
Wow, keep them going. I think it's really cool, Dr. B, that you give people an opportunity because listen, we rise by helping others rise, right? And like you are just an extremely great a great example of that. Helping people rise and lifting up others is going to help lift yourself up as well. So thank you so much for that, because the people
Absolutely.
that you probably affected the people you probably affected who are able to tell their story through these books. I know that experience over the last year and a half when we published the last book. So I could tell you what you did with these folks is going to be amazing. So
Mhm.
everybody that's watching, listening, hearing it, please go support this book. Please grab up volume 3. She's done it again. She's brought in her goddess warriors with her, and she's doing her thing. Let's support that 100%.
Well, thank you so much. And yeah, I don't know how we got here. I don't know how we got here,
I don't
but
know.
we're here, and we brought 14 great people with us. And so, yeah, I'm excited about that.
Very cool. Well, I've got some company over and got dinner in the oven, so I'm going to jump off here. I appreciate you, and happy Mother's Day to everybody in the Courage of Cannabis family and our eco circle. We appreciate you all.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much, Waxy. All right. That's so nice. I love that. I do want to bring up one thing here that I think would be a really great way for us to learn a little bit more
Mhm.
about the authors. So let me grab that real quick, and I'll bring this up. But yeah, this is pretty exciting, and it's, what a new and fun way to share Mother's Day.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm very excited about that opportunity, that people that might not have. Um, it's so loud here. I just need to say it's so loud here. You all might not hear it out there, but woof, it is loud here. So, but yeah, what a great opportunity for us to kind of come together and to be able to, you know,
Make it an
do.
amazing Mother's Day.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it might be a great opportunity to have a conversation that you might not have felt comfortable having before, because
Mhm.
your mom might read some stories that she can relate to and understand, and uh, be familiar with. So I think that makes it another way of being a part of something very unique. If she doesn't get the cannabis space, it might be an opportunity for her to learn more about it. Um, and why not learn it from other moms?
That's right.
Right? Why not have her kind of look at what some other moms were doing, in this space, and then be able to, have a conversation around it. I think that it is a great opportunity. Don't put all the pressure on yourself when it comes to trying to connect,
Yeah, definitely.
share this information.
Yeah. I think it's great for those who don't understand or, are still skeptical or to actually read real life stories of journeys that people have taken
Hmm. Yeah, I
and
agree.
how they got there and how they're doing now.
Yes,
A lot of times
absolutely.
they don't understand, reading the education part, but the stories, they can be able to relate to them.
Absolutely, yeah. The stories are definitely written for people to be able to relate to, and I think it's interesting that we definitely had an update from one of the books, um, or one of the stories, I should say, because we Rebecca Finch shared in the first book her experience with her son Noah, who was 3 years old at the time and had
Mhm.
a neural fibroma tumor that was very aggressive. So I see Andrea kind of pulled in here. I don't know if she's connected yet.
Are you there, Andrea?
I am. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can't see you, but we can hear you.
Yes.
Well, I'm
Hi,
trying to
Andrea.
decide how much I need to be seen. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
I'm in I'm in my pajamas. Hang on just a
Oh,
second.
it is getting late. Yeah. So definitely. Well, we're excited for you to be a part of this new edition of Courage and Cannabis. The Green Goddess. Oh, we lost her, I think. Let's see.
Yeah, I think we lost her.
Well, in the meantime, I'm going to bring this up and see if, yes, I wanted to kind of go through. We have a picture of each of the authors here that are involved. And of course, starting with Thunder Walker, who's our forward and shares her story about her daughter with autism and that experience. And it's so honest and
Yeah.
just really, really amazing, really honest, and a beautiful story of growth. Right at the top there with the green hair, we have Jennifer Boozer, who was in book 2. Um, that really shares an amazing story of the difficulty of her pregnancies and what she experienced, and how cannabis made a difference. Uh, and I don't want to give away too much. So if you're feeling like I'm not telling you that much because you got to go and read it, right? You got to read it. Andrea, are you back in there?
I think I'm back.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we just pulled up the stories, the pictures of the authors here. Do you want to kind of share what your chapter was about?
Listen, Mother's Day is about mothers,
Mm-hmm.
and I I committed my chapter. I guess it was volume 1, and now we're in
Mm-hmm.
volume 3 to my mother. And we have so many stories, I'm sure, between you, myself, Candy, and all the other authors about our moms, right? Whether they were supportive in anything with cannabis or knew what we were doing. But
Mm-hmm.
um, I dedicated it to my mother's journey. And and as you said at the beginning, you got to read the book. I can't tell you
Yeah, I
everything,
can't
right?
tell you everything.
But having a mother that, if she were still with us and in her, late 70s, have, growing up in Louisiana, and, that era back in the, 50s and 60s were not today, right? Was
Mm-hmm.
not 20 years ago. And so their impression of what I always say cannabis is and what it isn't, man, we have a lot of work that still needs to be done. So
Mm-hmm.
I committed or dedicated my chapter to my mother, um, and her journey and me introducing what she called the green stuff to her lifestyle before, before she passed. And I can't wait. It's an honor. Thank you guys. Thank you, Candy and Dr. Bridget, for committing this time for this Courage and Cannabis edition to be about our moms. You know, uh, a little backstory to that is being a part of the original Women Grow organization, right? And it was always about women who make the decisions in our homes, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
We make the decision in most cases of how the finances are going to be spent. We make the decisions about the kind of health care we're going to have. The husbands always come home and say, "Gonna pick the policy we're supposed to have," right?
Hmm.
And we are we grow our families. And so when I understood the concept of we make these decisions for the most part for our families, we add to our sisters and brothers and the decisions that they make. We get it right sometimes, we get it wrong, but most of the time that intuition that they call it, that women's intuition kind of kicks in. And
Mhm.
now that we've added cannabis into the fabric of our lives, all of us have, um, how we as mothers are now can talk to our kids. It's not a big deal to them anymore,
Right.
right?
It's changed. It's changed quite a bit. It has definitely changed quite a bit. And honestly, I'm hoping with that change, we are able to make a difference in people's wellness, at the end of the day. Whether it's anxiety or pain or cancer or whatever it is. Um, if it's pulling people away from the toxicities of alcohol, and that they're finding another. I mean, we live in a stressful world. Don't sit up here and try to pretend that we don't, like, we have to work through the issues that we experience. And without a doubt, it's so important that people have a healthy way to deal with that. And this, I think, is one of those options, and it makes a big difference. I'm glad that you joined us, and in your pajamas and into the night. And the book is available. It's ready now, so people can use the QR code. People can join and uh, participate and read these stories and share with their moms, or moms, you can share them with your kids, and be able to have the conversations that make a huge difference in their wellness and their experiences.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great Mother's Day gift.
Yes, absolutely. And it's $2.99.
So tell us a little
Remember,
about
just
some of the
today and tomorrow.
Yes.
tell us
What's
a
that,
little
Andrea?
I was saying, tell us a little bit about some of the authors. I know some of them. There's a newcomer in this
Yes,
edition.
there are a few here. Let me see. Uh,
You might.
no, no, no. Don't get too crazy here. Okay. Um, so our new authors are obviously Thunder, who's our
Okay.
forward that shares her story about her daughter with autism. We have Belicia Royster. I don't know if you've ever.
I know Felicia. She's at the
You do.
bottom right. That's her, isn't it?
Yes.
Felicia?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she just shares her story. She has twin daughters that are 10 years old, and her mother had thyroid cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And how she got into a very advocacy space in Chicago. And so she shares that. And then, oh gosh, Jamie Smith is an amazing woman. Her and her partner have been in working with foster families for about 8 years, had 4 foster kids, and then adopted 2. And this
Oh.
was really about a letter that she wrote to Izzy. Her
And
now,
Jamie's a nurse as well, right?
she's a nurse as well, yeah. But she had really pulled away from doing any work outside the home to take care of Izzy. She's able to do a little bit more now, but really, and I've been working with them as their consultant and physician for the last 3-4 years now. And so when we're pulling it together, and I was like, there's a tone or a story that I felt was missing in bringing these stories that we knew prior back together. I called Jamie, and she wrote a really beautiful, beautiful letter. So,
Yes, very
so those,
inspiring.
yeah,
Well, listen, I'm going to go and download my book today. Is it
yes,
online now, or is
it
it
is
available
right
on
now.
Mother's Day,
Yes,
or
So
okay?
it just released, I don't know, maybe an hour ago.
Oh,
And
how
yes,
awesome.
yeah, so we're doing
yeah.
it for
So it's live now.
2.99. Yeah, it's live now, 2.99. It's a part of the, Courage and Cannabis book series. This is volume 3. Andrea, tell me how this happened because you knew what the rules were. No new books for a year and a half.
She did say that, and then all of a sudden, hey, I've got 48 hours to finish this. I'm like, how did that even happen?
No, I don't.
But you filled a need, and
I don't.
one thing about Dr.
Yes.
Bridget is that when there is a need, and she says she has solutions, and so we can't blame you for that, right?
I mean, no,
It's
you
all
can't blame
forgiven.
me, but we
Not
can
look,
blame Candy. We can blame
Candy.
Candy all day,
Who
and
said
she'll
yes?
never
We
hear the
can
end of
do
it.
it. Who says yes? We can do this. Who rose their hand and said, "Oh, I think this is a great idea, and let's do it in less than a week, or 2 weeks, or whatever
Well,
you
this is the
got."
thing.
I don't know.
We have been talking about this probably. I think we actually started talking about this before book 2 was even
Got
released.
it. Okay, I meant that. I think I'm talking about the launch because I knew you guys were talking about it,
Oh,
but
yeah.
then I think it was the date. I'm not really sure. So
You know what it is? Like, it was something always in the back. And
yes,
then how did we go? Like, we knew at some point we would do an ebook.
got
That
it.
I'm confident on. Now,
We
how we decided,
Yes.
yes,
Well, we
do this
spoke about
first.
it after too. Well, because we wanted to keep the momentum going, and then I just said, "Well, let's do the
I
ebook."
think you
I
slipped me
think
a
it's
And
perfect. It's perfect. I love the way that you guys designed the silhouette of the book, right? They're complementing one another in their color variations, right? And so now this is a purple hued book. Is this what that
yes.
is?
So it's purple and, of
Okay.
course, the green for the green goddesses. But
Yes.
I wanted rich tones,
Mm-hmm.
to be, and let me see, I might have the picture of all 3 of them, but I wanted those rich tones to continue as a part of the series. And
Mm-hmm.
the purple just,
It
usually,
stood out.
I spend a lot of time, just racking my brain, but this came so naturally, I feel like this time. Like, it just, maybe it's because I'm great with procrastination. I can come up with some, look, if I don't have a lot of time to think and
we'll
rethink and
we'll we'll
second
talk more
guess,
about that with book 4.
I
You
love it,
know, but
but
you
it's
know
It's
what?
crazy.
it's
The first
almost
thing that
halfway done.
I'm
look at
sorry?
that. Look at
What's
that.
halfway done?
I said book 4 is almost halfway done.
I don't know mm-mm, mm-mm. Nope, nope, nope,
Well, so
nope,
it's on somebody's calendar, and
nope,
it
nope,
seems to
nope.
be. I'm
So
with
you
you,
see who the
Candy. I'm
problem
with
is
you,
here.
Candy.
You
And
see who
another
the
one. That's what what was his name? Biggie Small wrote that song. And another one. And another
ugh,
one.
well, look.
Right?
Well,
But
listen,
let me tell you what first came to mind when I saw the purple of the volume 3 edition, right? First thing that comes to mind is trichomes and
mm,
terps and everything, right? Because when you look at a nice, um, you know, very well developed bud, right? You see these purple
yeah,
hues, right?
beautiful.
Granddaddy
Mhm,
purple. And that's the first thing that came to mind was that. So
yeah,
very lovely. It is just wonderful. Hold on, let me see if I can put my finger on the QR code. Usually, you can put your finger on the QR code and it should pop up.
yeah.
But not
Sometimes,
maybe not on here,
yeah,
but
because it's a photo.
okay.
It's not a
It's
live
not
link. Yeah,
okay.
it's just the QR code. So if you have your phone, if you're
Yeah,
on your
I'll send it in the
computer,
group.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think that'll be great. And for $2.99, you can buy it and send to others.
You can send it to others, right?
Yeah.
And let me also
Send it to
say at
others.
$2.99, it allows the nonprofit to get 70% of the profit. Anything
Well, look at that.
below that, we wouldn't get anything but maybe 35% of it. But this allows the organization to grow. It allows us to have the marketing group. It allows us to have a staff to keep this going because I'm about to lose my mind. So you don't want that, right?
Yep.
So this allows us to bring in authors where half the authors from, I want to say book one and book two are sponsored, right? And so we want to be able to keep that up so that we're able to, we don't want finances to block beautiful stories. And so that allows us to stay in this space. But yeah, but now this is what the clock resets, Candy. So we should not be talking about another book for another year.
Ah, did you hear that, Candy?
Look at her.
No,
Look,
Did you
I
hear
couldn't
that?
hear.
yeah, look at her. Look at her. You see her?
Ah.
You see that? Yeah. All right.
Listen, now we can't
Then
hear.
don't
Let
look
me
at the
see. I'm
drive.
trying to. I am
Oh
trying.
my
What is?
God. Oh my God. I'm definitely not going to look at the drive. I don't know what you're up to, but no,
Okay, now
no.
what's the drive? What's the
So
drive?
like the Google Drive where we have all the
Got
files,
it. Got
all the
it.
stories, all
Oh,
the
she's taunting
pictures,
you. She's taunting
all the
you.
The waiting
bios,
list of all,
the
yes.
the waiting
Wow.
list.
So how many authors would you be thinking about in volume four?
First,
That's a candy question.
we would we would focus on the series. So if we decide to do on a certain group, then we would go, with that type of stories. But I think we have once the nonprofit gets going, I think that we'll be able to help a lot more people. So we could do
Mhm.
different series.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
all
mean, you could do an
certain.
executive series. You could do
Yes,
all kind of stuff.
And
I
it's
was
fun,
trying.
right, Andrea, to kind of pull up your story from book one and give it. So
Yeah.
keep in mind that all the stories from book one were re-edited. And some people did updates on the stories. So you'll see that when you go in to
Mm-hmm.
the ebook as well. And so if you enjoyed some of the stories from book one, you get to revisit those. They're re-edited. We have an amazing editor, Gina Salomon from Killing It Right. She's such
Mm-hmm.
a beautiful soul.
Oh wow.
Such a beautiful soul.
Well,
Yeah.
I was trying to share my screen or post something in comments. I bought my book. I can't wait.
I
I'm
don't
getting
know.
ready
I
to
think
down.
you can do it here, because you're
That's
behind.
okay.
This is how we can do it.
I
Uh,
got my book. I got my book. Give me a B. Oh, okay. B. Oh, okay. I got my book. I got my book. Get your book. Get your book. See, my kids
yes,
always, and as the mother, my kids would say, you always make a song out of everything. I said, because you know what? You should have joy in everything. I tell people it's free. You don't, when you smile and
Yeah,
you smile at somebody and be nice, it doesn't cost you anything.
that's
It's okay to be nice.
right.
absolutely. Well, you will be seeing these flyers today and tomorrow, and of course, going
Ooh.
through, you'll be doing new interviews. There's so much that's going to happen, and we'll be carrying on book one and book two with us. Subscribe so you can follow us. If you have book one and book two, write a review on Amazon. We got a couple trolls out there. You know who you are. And the people that have enjoyed our book, write your review so that we can, share your experience in having these books as well. We're very excited to do this. Before we get out of here, let's do the book three, the reel that we just created, so we can see each of those authors, and we'll let the night go from there. So let me.
Mom, she might be the bomb, but ain't nobody got a mom like mine. Her love's till the end, she's my best friend. Ain't nobody got a mom like mine. She my world, she's my heart, and there's no denying I'm her girl,
Well, there we go.
Woo!
So much fun.
Awesome.
So much
See,
fun.
CNC is TikToking. Look at that, blowing up the scene.
Yeah. Yeah, there we
I
go.
love it. I
Well,
can't
there's so
wait.
much more going on. Thank you for Andrea for popping in here.
Yes. Happy Mother's
And
Day to both of you.
happy
Happy Mother's
Mother's Day
Day.
to both of you. And if I don't get out of here in a little bit, my daughter is going to kill me. So
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Hey, you
yeah,
guys be well. Happy Mother's Day.
happy Mother's Day.
Bye
Good night,
bye.
Likewise.
everybody.
Good night,
Good night.
everybody.